Thanks for joining us on Jamaica Magazine. I'm Sandra Clark, your host for the next half hour. On the program, we continue to share Jamaica's rich culture with you. There's also something from the Eat Jamaican campaign and celebration of parents this November. Before we get to those offerings, here's a word of advice, followed by the news. Stay with us.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, November 5. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government Circle project proposed for Kingston will serve as a catalyst to improve the built environment and spark new investments.
The government will bear the cost of putting in the roadway, the sewer, the water mains, and as we are in the 21st century, the information age, we have to also put in the infrastructure for an information highway, which would be all your cables and communication portals so that you can have a smart city.
Mr. Holness was speaking at the recent town hall meeting on the project. He said the development would be done in a way that preserved the environment and heritage landmarks and safeguarded security and property values. Among the specific features being considered is the use of a light rail system for public transport.
What we want people to do more than buy cars is to use a clean, reliable, and safe public passenger transportation system.
A new $16 million administrative building will be constructed to improve operations at the St. Elizabeth Infirmary. It's part of a $220 million partnership between the National Housing Trust and the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. The cooperation will result in the construction of facilities at new and existing infirmaries across the island.
The government has made this investment because it is not a favor the government is granting. It is our obligation to provide for those who desperately needs the help.
Minister Desmond McKenzie was speaking recently during a national church service to launch Local Government and Community Development Month. This year's commemoration is being held under the theme, Protecting Those Who Are Vulnerable, Establishing Hope Through Local Governance. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Darrell Vaz, is urging all Jamaicans to buy into the government's ban on single-use plastic. This ban, which also applies to styrofoam containers, is to take effect on January 1, 2019. During a recent JIS think tank, Minister Vaz said the new policy would be a game changer for all. He insisted that government was working assiduously to ensure a seamless implementation.
We're going to ensure that we do our best for the smoothest implementation, but what we need is cooperation at all levels, and most importantly, let us think about the future generations that are coming after us, and let us leave Jamaica as a better place for them environmentally.
Meanwhile, CEO of the National Environment and Planning Agency, Peter Knight, says there has so far been tremendous support from stakeholders. NEPA has established a hotline and email account to address questions on the plastic and styrofoam ban. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck says a cabinet submission to set up the National Human Rights Institute has been completed and reviewed. The institute is being established to address human rights challenges and protect the freedom of citizens.
Let me say that Jamaica, both parties, the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party, when they form government, have been fully committed to the promotion, protection, and the enhancement of human rights.
The Justice Minister was speaking at the recent opening of a two-day regional meeting for advancing recommendations for addressing gaps in human rights response. It's part of the Pan-Caribbean Partnership Justice for All program, which is a regional response to the United Nations Political Declaration to lessen AIDS-related discrimination. All mothers who deliver babies at the Mandeville Regional Hospital now have the benefit of receiving support and training in proper breastfeeding techniques. This follows the recent opening of the hospital's breastfeeding training room for mothers. To support this, hospital staff have received 20 hours of training through an e-learning platform. The Mandeville Regional Hospital is on a drive to receive a baby-friendly certification by delivering the global gold standard of patient care for mothers and newborns. And finally, the mental health of Jamaica's young people is one of the major areas of focus for this year's Observation of Youth Month. This November's observance is being done under the theme Level Up.
For us, it is really a call for action for all our young people right across the length and breadth of Jamaica to really do some introspection, some reflection. Regardless of where you are in life, there are areas in which we believe all of us could do better, could improve upon.
The Youth State Minister was addressing a recent JIS think tank. During Youth Month, the ministry will be partnering with USAID through its Safe Schools program to engage young people in their schools and communities and provide them with opportunities to level up. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Heritage Month may be over, but we're still in the mood to celebrate the valued things that have been passed down from previous generations. Take a walk with me down memory lane as we highlight the red and white or maroon and white plaid that makes up our national dress.
A decade-old fabric worn by our forefathers and mothers and is now embedded in our culture. What am I talking about?
A bandana, bandana, a part of our identity, a bandana. Yarmi yaki go al instead market, not a quati what sell. Yarmi aki go al instead market, not a quati what sell. Oh Lord, what a night, what a night, what a Saturday night. Lord, what a night, what a night, what a Saturday night. Compliments on your madras.
Same to you.
Thank
like it.
Well up there, so what is madras?
Make we sit down. Young but really no know Sam.
Aye, sir.
Madras is what we call bandana. So madras is basically a cotton plaid fabric which came from India and was brought to Jamaica by the indentured laborers after slavery ended. But every Caribbean island have a little touch of this, you know.
They have a different pattern.
Right.
And so, them use it to identify each Caribbean island.
It is important to note that the broader plaid, which is referred to as the Miss Lou bandana, is the original material that was used in Jamaica. And as time progressed, the finer plaid came on stream, which is the red bandana with mixtures of blue and black.
The word bandana is actually Hindi. And everybody knows that Hindi is the language that the people from India speak. Now the word bandana means to tie. And that's why most people associate bandana with tying your head. But in Jamaica, we don't use bandana per se. We use any kind of fabric for tie head, you know. All we do, we just wrap it around their head in a one circle and we tie the back so that when they put the goods on top of it, it all on balance.
Well on then, swim basket here.
Oh, so now, me can carry me a Kigali Linston market.
You know,
And the history continues. You know, I spoke to Auntie Faye the other day. Everybody in here must know Faye Ellington, right?
In a mouse.
Yeah, man. She say, by the way, You ever see Sheena Fair bandana?
Yes.
She pretty not true?
Man.
Yeah, man. Now, she told me the other day that bandana was used by the female vendors in the market.
Yeah.
They use the bandana as bib. The same thing that we call
apron.
Apron, and they also use it to tie them head, and they use it also as scarf. It is also popular to note that the working class women used to wear the bandana.
Yes, yes.
But they were looked down on because they wear it. But they were persistent.
Yes.
They wore it with dignity and pride.
That is very right.
And they were the one who actually legitimized
Yes.
the bandana.
You didn't know a bandana is not just a costume. It also helps us to identify as Jamaicans. You understand what I'm saying? Over the years, the bandana has evolved. Because as time change, people stands on different things, it change as well. So today, bandana is considered to be our unofficial costume. National costume. So look here now. Miss Lou was the one that really made bandana so popular, Yes, man. Every time she would do one of her theatrical performances, Miss Lou would dress up in her bandana. And anytime anybody gonna do any of her poems, where them use bandana. And now everybody want a little touch of bandana.
And them now wearing it at the Miss Universe,
You lie.
and the Miss World, and the Festival King competition.
You see, the bandana is not only one style you can wear it, For example, me is not wearing the original kind, Me is wearing Simply Precious design. Yes, man. Normally how them wear it is, them wear it in a one nice flare skirt, and then them pair it now with a wonderful white top. They put a piece of the bandana or the madras around the neckline, or even put it around the sleeve sometime, just to add a little oomph and spice to it. So over the years, it has become more stylish and stylish and stylish. And then, of course, the man them normally wear a nice little shirt with the madras or the plaid, and then pair it with a black pants or with a white pants. And if you're fancy and in high fashion, you put a scarf around it, right?
Or even a head tie.
Thank you very much. So you see, all in all, bandanas come a far way. From the marketplace to haute couture.
High fashion, high fashion.
That's right. Bandana come from India, reach a Jamaica, and all in all, bandana
is here
to stay.
What a joyful news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going burst. Jamaican people colonizing England in reverse.
By the hundreds, by the thousands, from country and from town, by the shipload, by the plane load, Jamaica is England bound. But what are the government plan England? Them brave the war and face the worst. But I don't know how them Western colonizing in reverse.
Bandana,
bandana, a part of we identity, a bandana, a bandana, oh a bandana, a part of we identity, a bandana. Make a draw for the madras, 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 madras. Oh, put on the madras, 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 madras. Yeah, a part of we identity, a bandana. Jack Mandora, me no choose no.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
It's Eat Jamaican Month, and we're standing by our pledge to buy Jamaica, build Jamaica. Here's one way our local producers are doing just that. In July 2017, the Caribbean Brawlers Group launched Imagination Farms to produce homegrown products. Now, it's planting onions, Scotch bonnet pepper, sorrel, sweet corn, and West Indies Sea Island cotton on 400 acres of farmland in Hill Run, St. Catherine. Caribbean Brawlers reaped 12 acres of onions under its homegrown brand. This venture is responding to an appeal from government for ramped-up local production of onions.
The statistics are telling us that right now we import over 80% of the onion that we eat.
It is hoped that Imagination Farms output will help to reduce imports by 10%. The company has plans to increase this to 50% over the next 5 years.
We have a targeted program where we are looking at import substitution and looking at export potential. So, for example, for onions, we want to be a part of the thrust to curtail the amount of imports coming to the country. We're importing about 4 million US, 9 million kgs, and we think that Imagination Farms regarding onions, and we want to be a part of that process in terms of stemming, arresting the importation, and we have started on a good road. So our yields have been good.
This project by CB is demonstrating that it can be done here, and it can be done at a competitive price, and it can be sold to the supermarkets and sold to the hotels at a reasonable price. And it's a fresh product that's coming straight out of the ground. They're going to plant another 60 acres. Onions, onions, onions.
The government is calling on more farmers to pick up the mantle and help curtail our onion imports. And support is on offer through the Agricultural Push Start program.
And this is one where anything coming through, rather, that is the inputs. The seed, the fertilizer, and the spray will be given to the farmers up front. As long as you prepare the land, RADA will have the seed, the fertilizer, and the spray to give you when you are ready to plant. That means that the only thing that you need to do is to provide the labor and to make sure that you take care of the crop.
For more information on the Agricultural Push Start program, call or visit your nearest Rural Agricultural Development Authority RADA office. Imagine it, believe it. You can play your part in helping to lower Jamaica's high import costs.
How well do you know your child? What he or she likes or dislikes? Favorite food or color? How about who their friends are? Make the time. Get to know your child. It helps to build their relationship. Makes it easy to keep them safe, and it helps their development process.
It's the time of year when we celebrate our parents who are piloting our children, the future of this great nation. Right now, we highlight one parent who is a shining example for others to emulate.
Meet Alex Fraser. He's a 10-year-old student of Dunrobin Primary School in Kingston. He's just like most other boys his age. He loves to play football, hang out with his friends, and play computer games. The only major difference, he cannot walk like most other boys his age. Alex was born with spina bifida, a condition where a baby's neural tube fails to develop normally, causing damage to the spinal cord and bones of the spine. Alex's mother, Tamara Brown, has 3 other children, all of whom have no birth defects. But from Alex's birth, Tamara was determined that he would be given the same opportunities.
I want Alex to have a good education. No matter if anything happened to me tomorrow, I want him to have a good education. Can't complain. The children, the teachers, love him a lot.
It's fun having Alex around, even though sometimes it's like he's not even there. He's so quiet, he's so obedient, and he gets along well with his parents.
Parenting a child with disabilities like Alex's takes extra special loving care.
I have to make sure, go to school, eat, because Alex is a very sick child. Alex has high blood pressure, he has a kidney problem, then have to take antibiotic every day, he have to take mineral oil every day.
It means Tamara has to be at school with Alex for the entire school day on many occasions, as there are times when he doesn't have an assigned special needs assistant.
We're always here for Alex's mom and for Alex. She has been a strong parent though, doesn't complain a lot, but we have been there in support, maybe for lunch or any advice that she would need. So she has been a great parent. Alex's mother, she never gives up. She really wants the best for her child, and she should be commended for actually fighting to get the best in life for Alex. And we're happy he's a part of us.
I would like to work with computer when I grow up.
Antonika Gunter-Gale, Director of the Early Stimulation Program in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, works closely with parents of children like Alex, especially in the early stages.
Parents, guardians, caregivers of children with disabilities face a number of issues. Financial, is one of them. When you take, for instance, sometimes a child with special needs go beyond the years of using diapers, they have to take soft food. So that means, the blending, the buying of certain food items, So there are a number of challenges. Medication, you think about appointments. The child needs to go to the hearing, specialist. The child needs to go to the audiology. The child needs to go to various appointments. And it does take cash, to care on the part of the parent for persons who don't understand that this is a child with special needs and the child, act up in the public, screaming, shouting, hyperactive, a child with autism, very antisocial, not getting on like his peers. These things can really cause much stress to the parents of children with disabilities.
But you might ask, how can a regular parent afford all these expenses? And are there any existing support programs for parents of children with disabilities?
There are a number of support through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, under which this program falls, the Early Stimulation Program. A mother, guardian, who really cannot find the wherewithal to care, you have support in terms of intervention. You have financial assistance in terms of a rehabilitation grant that is offered through the ministry for parents or guardians of children with special needs. You have the Jamaica Council for persons with disabilities that also offer support and financial assistance for, starting up your own business, advice, and, that sort of a thing. So there are a number of areas. We have the PAT program that assists with adaptive aids, such as hearing aids, walkers, wheelchairs, medication.
For parents who, like Tamara Brown, are unable to maintain regular jobs as a result of having to be with their disabled children at home or school, the Early Stimulation Program guides them to numerous entrepreneurship opportunities.
We have parents, for example, a simple thing as making soaps, different soaps, putting together, soaps that is tested and passed, approved through the Bureau of Standards, you know, selling soap. So we have mothers doing phone cards. We have parents doing their little craft at home, rearing chickens at home, doing eggs, you know. So there are a number of areas while taking care of the child at home, the parent could do.
For more information, you may contact the Early Stimulation Program at 95 Hanover Street, Kingston. Call them at 922-5585. Children with special needs need extra special parents.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
Have you ever thought about fostering a child but not so sure about how you can do so? Well, today is your lucky day. Get your pen and paper ready as we take you through all you need to know about the foster care program in Jamaica.
So what is foster care all about? Foster care is a process that allows non-biological parents to provide children in state care with a stable environment which contributes to their overall development. How do you become a foster parent? You have to be a responsible adult in good legal standing between the ages of 25 and 65. Must have accommodation that the child can be comfortably housed, gainfully employed or have some source of income, willing to undergo medical examination, must have a police record, meaning you must provide a police record, not that you must have a record, and finally to agree to a home visit and assessments by the children's officers periodically as they supervise the child in placement.
And those are the basic steps you need to take to foster a child. I dare you to make a difference and foster a child who is in need of your helping hand today. For more information on foster parenting, visit any CPFSA office island-wide or call 876-948-284122. And that's all the time we have on this station for today. We're available at your leisure online. Visit jis.gov.jm, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or join us on all the major social media platforms. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Sandra Clark. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.